scored England's first goal, and shortly after he went down in the penalty area and was then racially abused from the stands. A warning that this footage contains a racist gesture. This is the Hungarian fan that our cameras spotted clearly aiming a racist gesture towards Sterling in the 59th minute. Our reporter Rob Dorset was in the Puskás Arena.
What is discrimination? Discrimination is the practice of treating some people less favorably than others based on their status or abilities. Criticizing traits include skin color, body form, and gender frequently occurs in sports discrimination. For example, during the UEFA Euro 2020 tournament, the game marked England's first international finals appearance in more than 50 years. 3 black England players who missed their penalties against Italy in the final, Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho, and Bukayo Saka, were all racially abused by England supporters.
So racism itself is discrimination against a different race. In football, it's a big problem. I think slowly it is getting better, but we're still a long way away from it being solved.
Especially like African heritage or South African heritage, or South American heritage, I think they suffer the most because of the color, and I think it's wrong for them to suffer because of the color, and it's wrong for people to discriminate players just because of the color, or even their gender or their age. And I think fans should learn from their past and try to improve other people who are conducting racist behaviors.
Black players face discrimination on many levels, including fans in stadium, online users, and a lack of management and coaching chances. Referring to the article about Danny Rose endured monkey chants during a first half game and had them even louder at the end of the game. It was not the first time Rose has encountered racial abuse. He has had enough of it and is ready to leave football because of racism.
It makes me feel sad. Because in every football match, black players face discrimination every day, every single match, every single moment. It hurts us and it's really, really unfair. Because they most likely see us for our pace and power, not the intelligence. I impress always. We don't get as much value as the white player does, and that's his racism. That's the press generally treating us unfair. It's sad. It's damaging because we've got a lot of young black talents coming up into the same field, into the same profession. Seeing all this is damaging.
I think it has decreased, but during the Euro 2020, I think it increased because of players like Saka and Sancho missing the penalty. It affects them a lot, like some black players, and if they make a little mistake in the Premier League, and then they could have all this racist abuse coming into them. So, it affects them greatly. Yeah.
During my production, a Brazilian superstar who plays for Real Madrid in the Spanish league received recent racial insult and getting sent off after. The incident occurred after a defeat to Valencia Mestalla Stadium in Spain La Liga. Vinicius Jr. pointed out a Valencia supporter in the stand for the claimed abuse before interacting with the people in the crowd. Vinicius Jr. was sent off from the game in the final minute after he got into a fight with Hugo Duro of Valencia. Ancelotti came out in support of his players after the game, and the team members and other football players also supported him during his fight for racism. This is to show that discrimination in football in other leagues is extremely high compared to the one happening in England. With the help of Kick It Out, which is assisting in eradicating discrimination, I believe it will decrease bit by bit by educating people about this unaccepted behavior.
I think the governing bodies, the UEFA, the FIFA, the other ones, I think they can do much more. We have heard news about them being corrupt, being in scandals. I think that racism is one of the parts that will make the beautiful sport even better. I think we need to remove racism from all of the stadiums and especially social media, where fans and players are affected much more. Of course, there should be more done because football is a global sport. There's like 4 billion people playing. I think governments and governing bodies can do much more. The leagues can do much more, and the clubs as well. The fans are the most important ones because they are the most responsible for the racism. And I think having to learn from each other as a fan is an important thing to minimize racism. I think the decrease is because of the education that people receive when they're young, and to teach, and that people teach them, oh, you shouldn't discriminate people because of the color. And I think those education are valuable when you are adults and you try to learn and understand what other people feel.
Yeah, it's definitely decreasing. For example, I was watching a documentary the other week about Chelsea, and it showed that back in the 80s, Chelsea fans didn't like any black players at the club. And then in the 90s, started having players like Ruud Gullit coming in. They all loved him. And then now you see like Raheem Sterling in the team, Mendy in goal as well.
Kick It Out is an organization that offers specific activities designed to fight racism in football. Since its founding, Kick It Out has achieved considerable progress on and off the pitch by addressing problems, improving our sport, and presenting an annual report. For example, averaging 60 reports per month from August 2021 to May 2022 for the 2021-2022 season, with a little rise in January to March 2022. Potential reasons for this include the number of professional games played in January with the start of the FA Cup third round and several rescheduled games that took place in March. Kick It Out works hard to fight discrimination and educate people to stop from criticizing players.
Yeah, there's a lot more to do. Like I said, the issue is going down, but it's going to be a long road until it's fully out of the game. But I fully believe that will come one day.
It's the touchy subject that has been evolving during the years. So far, in this 2020, I hope it's going to improve. I think the governing bodies like FIFA and UEFA can do much more, and like the clubs and the fans also can do much more.
Racism-related reports continue to be most common, accounting for 54% of all reports for 2021 to 2022 season.
I don't know if it's going to be solved, but it can be minimized, especially in the stadiums, where people can say, oh, hey, he's doing racist behaviors, can we throw him out? Or even in social media club pages, where the clubs can ban people from their pages, block them, try to minimize the behaviors with racist conducts.
There is no easy way to end racism in football, but Kick It Out are working with all the football stakeholders to try and eradicate racism. We need a unified voice that says this is wrong, and to put pressure on social media companies, to act against offenders and that they are stopped.